Okay, everyone. I've been asked a couple times about the tabletop simulator mod, and I'm going to do my best to do like a quick overview of how to get it all set up, at least the way we play. So over here is a Google Drive. I'll leave a link down in the video description. It's publicly available. I believe it's even pinned on the Archon Games Discord. But if you open the Google Drive, you can go down to TTS Mod and Informations. It will show you the Archon Studio Discord, TTS mod links, and the TTS Discord, and give all of the credit to all the people who have put in a lot of work to make such a great file. So if you go into Steam Community, you can open this up, and this is the main app, so you want to subscribe to that. It's called StarCraft TMG Beta, and then there's a beginner's guide on how to use it. And then for the units, these are all separate community files that you want to go through and click on. So we will go ahead and I'll open it as a new tab so we don't lose our place. But this has all these map packs, and you can subscribe to all of them or subscribe to them individually. And then there are unit tabs, and you know it's just like any other workshop subscription for it. So then you just open up Tabletop Simulator, and hopefully your computer's faster than mine, and it opens TTS faster than this. But you go into Create Game, create single player, multiplayer. We'll just do single, and then you go into the workshop, and you can select from all the things you have. I play some games. So you open StarCraft TMG Beta like this, and then that loads the thing you're used to seeing. It does by default hide both the deployment zones. So the first thing I do when I go in here is go change color, game master, and then I scroll over here and I do the zone on off thing because I don't think it makes sense to hide them. And it I've actually had it cause some graphical bugs where the models were just invisible forever for my opponent. So I just go ahead and turn that off, but you can leave it on if you want. Um, and then you'll see there's no map here. So you have to go back into games, go into workshop, and then you click on this options button, and then there's an additive load button here. So additive load for Protoss will spawn in all the models in this open space here. And it's set up this way so that you can easily spawn the models in and, um, just do whatever. So, and you can do it for everybody. Like so. There's some Goliaths. And, Terran. And then you just go ahead and additive load. It's important to do additive load. So I'll show you what happens if you don't. But then it'll just spawn the map in, and everything's here. It's ready to go, and it all just uses the same app. A couple of the like really basic things are when you are hovering over a thing, you can hit a number, and it will put a ring around them of that size. So that's 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, 4 inch, um, 22 inches. So you can see is very large. It's way out here. So you can do all those things, and then you can do 0, and you can see it here. It does go back on the model, but it shrinks it down enough to no longer like cause problems. Yeah, and then that's basically all we do for setting up this mod. And then the other option are saved objects. So if I want to this was my first playtest army, which was no hero Protoss. You can drop it in like that. In order to save something as an object, you can just do a bandbox and then right click, save object, and you can name this green based toss. Save. And then if I want to get that back, I go back into saved objects, green based toss, boom, spawns it right in. And that's pretty much everything that you need to know. So Yeah, hopefully that helps for anybody who's interested in using TTS to play the game. And I guess the other like big thing is if you want it to measure movement, you pick the model up, but before you move it, you hit spacebar, and then it'll measure. And then after you're there, you let go of spacebar and drop it. Um, if you hold spacebar, I guess you can. You don't have to hold spacebar. Or sorry, I don't know why it's spacebar. It's tab. So yeah, you pick it up, hold tab, and then you can measure your movement that way. Another thing you can do is like stalkers move 8 inches, so you can do an 8 inch ring and then copy it and drop it in, and then just like delete this one. And that's another fast way to measure out your movement or like shooting range, things like that. So, like I have 12-inch range. You want to leave that out, you just hit 1, 2 really quickly while you're mousing over it, and you'll measure out 12 inches. So, those are all the tips and tricks I have for TTS at the moment. I should change my color to white here, make it a little easier to see the circles. Um, the circle will always be in whatever your color is. By default, you are going to be either blue or red in order for the dice roller to work. So I don't know if that matters. It has mattered in some of our testing. Um, I think the dice roller just breaks based on latency, but you can always use these dice and just throw them in the box if that's the case, and then throw them in the dumpster, or just move them off the mat. All right. Thanks everybody for watching, and enjoy playing StarCraft the miniatures game.